Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. We're here at 2117 Colonial here in Norfolk, Virginia. Pixels, the new barcade that opened up. We're gonna head in here, do a bit of an interview to figure out what makes this place so great. So come along with us. Hey everybody, so I am here with Bob and with Shane, and we're at Pixels, which just opened up here in Norfolk. So, Bob, you're general manager?
Generally speaking.
Yeah. So I don't know what that means. What does a general manager do at a barcade?
Well, I manage generally.
All right.
And generally, I just manage. So.
All right. That's a wrap. We're done.
It's a new beast. So I've worked, Shane's worked, the other owners have worked in this area, mainly in Norfolk, in the restaurant industry for, let's say, a collaboration of 60 years.
I met you, 20 years ago, roughly?
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
it's that corner down the street.
Yeah, that was my corner. Granby and Tazewell.
Yeah.
Between Jacqueline's
corner,
Empire and all that. But being a new beast, it's an aspect every moment that's not running a restaurant.
Right.
But it's running a restaurant with a new aspect every
There's
moment.
something else that's in there. And Shane, you're one of the owners, right?
I am, yep. There's a few of us, 19 to be exact. And,
Wow, really?
No.
Okay.
19 and a half, because the other one's just a child. So
That's right.
it's not really
You've
old
got a trust fund set up, so we're good.
How many of you all went in together as far as making this thing happen?
So technically there is 5. One silent, 4 are involved, and there's 2 managing partners, myself and Chris.
Cool.
So
Nice.
we all have, equal say, but Chris and I will probably see mostly here.
Yeah, I've seen Chris. He runs around.
Bob.
He works on some of the cabinets
Yeah.
and things like that too.
Yeah, Chris is a very handy guy. He fixes most things that I don't dare to touch.
So you've all done restaurants in this area for a number of years. So then why this type of place? Why a barcade? Why give yourself all of that extra work? Not just running a restaurant, but running an arcade for adults.
Do you want to start or do you want me to do this?
I mean, we're just man-childs, man. It's like,
So I just realized what hat I'm wearing. I think it's my Great American Beer Fest.
yeah.
So I was out there in 2013 or 14 in Denver, and the former group I was with were out having a great night in downtown Denver, and we see this Pac-Man thing circling the ground, and we're like lying outside this bar. We're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And we walk in, and it is just a big square of my childhood with a bar in the middle. And the guy I was with was like, man, this is you.
Yeah.
This is a calling. And so come back, and I get with this group about 2 years ago, and like, what do you want to do? I was like, one, never leave Neverland, but the nostalgic, the bar scene is just, I don't want to say dead, it's just, you can go to
Sure.
a bar, get a drink, and look at a TV.
Right.
Great. The social atmosphere is gone. The aspect of online dating and all that has kind of shifted in the last 20 years of me working in this industry. The dynamic's not there. I would go out to
As far
meet
as like a
somebody
bar as a place
right,
to...
I would go out and meet somebody at a bar. Now, you meet somebody online, go to the bar to meet them to see if you want to be with them.
Bob's showing his age a little bit. Back in my day.
We're like 6 months behind, so it's fine.
That's true. I'm a little
So that's cool. So that's an awesome, the impulse behind why you wanted to do it. So then Bob comes to you and the group with an idea and says, all right, we're going to do an arcade and a bar together. What made you want to put money and time and resource behind that?
The idea came to me from the other owners first. The other guys are already in Torch, so they had access to Bob. I've known Bob on a personal level for many years. 20 years.
Now
yeah.
you're dating yourself.
I am an old guy. But so once the idea came up, I was excited because one, I love arcades. As a kid, a local beach kid, so Putt-Putt Golf, Aladdin's Castle, Spaceport, McCoy's, those were my stomping grounds as a kid. Nintendo, 64, Commodore 64, all that stuff was my childhood growing up. So it excited me, and then I have a day job where I travel for work a lot, and I get to go around. And I saw barcade popping up in Philadelphia, New Jersey, so that concept was cool for me to see growing in bigger cities, and I'd always wondered if it would work here. So as I saw it kind of going down the East Coast and West Coast and towards the major cities, those guys approached me about getting involved in this group, and I was like, I'm super excited. I see it growing. I see potential. I see a gap in our region for that type of entertainment venue. And that plus my childhood memories of playing games got me excited about it. So,
Nice.
and then the Belmont space popped up. It's an iconic building. The brick, the wood. I mean, it made sense to have all these pieces come together.
What made you want to pull the trigger in this building and not downtown or closer to the school or something like that? Like, what was it about this space?
I think a couple things. Location is always the key everyone talks about. We could have gone towards like a warehouse type environment in the New Railroad District. That's popping up. But I think being where we are in Ghent, we see ourselves as, a nice foothold to what's coming in the Railroad District. So from Ghent proper, Colley Avenue, which is historic, you can access this colonial corridor and be kind of a new type of artery to the new access over there. So you said we're kind of in the middle of everything. So the parking's here. You got plenty of parking around, which is ideal.
Yeah.
You can get here quickly, and just the building felt right.
I just love the space. Like we talked about it before, and I'm like, there's no, it's not new, it's not old. It just carries its own feel to whatever you want to put the footprint on. It's not what it used to be. It is this.
I did notice that you all have this really cool space upstairs that has a bunch of the older restaurants where either some of you worked at or helped all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's neat that there's a homage to where you've all come from and what this building used to be and all of that.
Absolutely. That was important to kind of pay respect to the people who made Norfolk a hot spot to begin with, and Colley Avenue and Ghent. So all these iconic places that have opened and closed, they kind of paved the way for us to do fun, creative ideas. And hopefully one day when we close our doors, someone has our sign on their wall and just kind of keeps it going. But it also gives people familiarity. And you walk in and go, I know that place, or what's that? Like the electric circus sign is probably the one that no one knows. And
I didn't. That's before, that was before me. Before I
yeah,
moved
so
here,
apparently that was the arcade
wow.
in Waterside before Jillian's took over.
Where did the title for this place come from?
So
for the longest time, and the people I used to work with, I thought, and I wanted to go with the stick.
All right, yeah. So we got
And the logo would have been just, the eye would have been a logo.
you're just a hockey fan.
The control, yeah.
It is,
The controller with the red knob and
Yeah.
dotted eye. But when they were like, hey, I was like, God, son of a, that's.
Yeah, I remember we sat the four of us sat down, had a couple beers, probably too many, and we just troubleshooting, just throwing things against the wall, seeing what sticks.
Sure.
A lot of no's. Our top three, if I can remember, were Pixels, Motherboard, and then one other I can't think of it that I hated. Motherboard I thought was going to be the one that stuck to it.
If you name enough of them, people in the comments will just tell you how much you screwed up and you should have gone with another
that'd
name.
have been sweet. Yeah.
On a side note, I can't tell you how much I've heard what you should have done.
Yeah.
Do you know what you should do? Tell you what, you bring a check of $250 grand, I will take that under consideration.
So the Pints and Bytes just play on the typical bar and grill type of thing. So we're still going to say eat and drink, but we just chose to go with Pints and Bytes with a Y.
There we go. Yeah.
Why not?
Good, Bob.
What do you think is behind this resurgence of arcades and D&D and board games and 80s style cartoons? It's all coming back. Is it just because we of that age have money now, or like what do you think is a part of this resurgence?
I think it's part of it. I think part of it is just that we're in a position to dictate what growth looks like in that sector. But I think it's also people getting comfortable with liking what they like and not being worried what will think of them. And I think that's been a big part of social media and online gaming is people are engaging more with people of different ethnicities, cultures, ages. It just everything's becoming much more of a blend. So I think people are less inclined to stay sheltered and worry about, I don't want to talk to these guys. They think I'm so and so. Like, just no one really cares as much anymore. It's awesome to see that.
Do you notice that, like, just boots on the ground in the space, just lots of different people enjoying what they enjoy?
But like what Shane was saying, it's just one of those things now where everything's in your face, so up front. Where growing up, my mom, here's $5. I'll be at the mall. I'll be back. Don't leave the arcade. But it's just a comfort thing. Like this is what, I had 4 channels on TV growing up. I had an Atari 2600 and the mall. Mom said, here, I got this. It's just a comfort thing. It's a nostalgic thing. It's just something that, like Shane said, you're not being judged. It's just a moment of self-comfort, but still being on a social aspect where you can still, oh man, nice. How'd you do that combo or something like that, where you sit at home online now with headphones on.
So much of the gaming can be insular, but now
is similar but different. It also offers a social aspect, which the internet and social media has taken away, strangely enough, from everybody.
Do you see it in the building, like the kinds of people that are playing together or coming in to eat and all
Absolutely.
that? If you were to ask me the demographic, I'd be like, sure.
Biggest satisfaction I get is the feedback of how diverse our crowd is. And that's kind of a pride moment for us to kind of go, we're actually pulling in all different people from all different places and all different walks of life and bring them to a commonality, which is either nostalgia or games or a comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no one else is doing that, but it feels good to do it here and in this community. It gets so dense and so diverse. You can pick 5 places on the street and you know what kind of scene you're going to see when you walk in there.
Yeah.
And I think here we're trying to not have that as much. I'm sure we'll get pigeonholed eventually, but we're trying to just be very much like, hey, this is our space. Come have fun here. And I think we're seeing that. People come out.
And right now, it literally is 20-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 40-year-olds, but it's not this group at 5, this group at 6, this group at 9. It is any time of day, somebody in any demographic is here having a good time.
Yeah.
Last night at close at 2 a.m., it's this 25-year-old, hey man, you got to go, and this 60-year-old, man, hold on, I'm almost done.
One more game, Mom. One more game. I gotta say something that I've loved that I haven't experienced since I was going to arcades and stuff like that, middle school and everything, is I don't know who they are. I don't know who you are, GBX and Random. I don't know who you are, but we keep going back and forth.
1942.
Keep going back, 1942.
But that's my game.
One
at close
day,
too.
is
my
it?
Game at,
There it is. And I know one day, like, I'm
I
gonna meet
remember
him.
that game.
I'm gonna meet him, and I'm gonna be like, it's you.
But I was like, I don't remember anybody else playing this game. And all of a sudden, I'm like, who is playing this game every day? Like, it is the game I play. Once I lock the doors, I'm like, I got 1 token on me, and
I can't wait to actually meet.
I want to. I
It's
can't
happening.
wait. So
It's
yeah.
happening.
Now, if you're Random
Well, then,
or you're GBX, we gotta.
we'll have a playoff.
Yeah, there we go. What about the day to day? Like, I didn't expect to deal with this today.
His phone calls. But it literally is. There's no blueprint to follow. There's no previous place I've worked to use that as a sketch or a schematic or a model to follow. It literally is a learning experience every day, which is.
It's gonna be exciting though, right?
It is. I like the challenge. I enjoy that over cool. Time card punch, time card out. Like,
Yeah.
I like that, and this has definitely been that. But to say, what is the oomph? What's the new? It's doing something new in this town. It's bringing something that, to me, Norfolk is always like just behind the curve as far as what the major cities are doing.
Right.
We're here when it's already been done,
Right.
and I think we're still behind the curve. But bringing this here is putting us on par.
What's your favorite game in the place? We were just talking about 1942, so you love to play
All right,
that one.
So
Like clothes?
Like I will say this, like the classics have me. Karate Champ I grew up with.
I hate that
I played that
game.
at Seven
But
Springs.
it's 'cause I'm so bad at it.
Seven Springs, we used to play it all the time, but I like Rampage.
Rampage. There we go.
Great stuff.
You can, because Rampage.
Carnage.
You destroy the buildings. You can play as
people.
You can play as the lizard. You can play as the
Werewolf
ape.
and
You
the
can play
ape.
as the werewolf, and you can play as Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That's right.
Just completely destroy.
Well, I smelled he was cooking, so I just stayed away from
Shay, what about, you gotta have a favorite game. What's your favorite one? to play?
Yeah. So I like Tapper,
And what a great game to have in a bar.
and I like Burger Time, but Tapper is my favorite. And then
Burger Time's one of my
I
favorites.
love watching everyone lose in Dragon's Lair. That's fun to
Oh
watch.
man,
I wasn't
absolutely.
gonna.
You do have one customer who claims he beat Dragon's Lair. I didn't see it, but he had 2 guests watch him. I'll say his name, Derek. Come back, man. I want to see it this time.
So all of these cabinets, Do you have cabinets that are 100% original? They've been fixed up, but there's no new processors, no new like LED things. It's still the old school CRT. Like, do you have any completely restored cabinets?
Completely restored?
Like original cabinets?
Dragon's Lair is original.
Is it?
And then...
And it weighs a ton.
Weighs a ton.
Oh, I
yeah.
bet. I bet.
Most of these are either refurbished cabinets
Mhm.
or just refurbished in general.
One of my big fears was that I was going to come in and there was going to be a card reader on the front of the machine. And it was going to feel like I probably don't have clearance to say, but we all know those places.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came in and I saw not just quarters, but tokens that say Pixels.
But again, it's like growing up. That was my babysitter. That Vegas sound of.
Oh yeah,
It's the best thing in the
Absolutely.
house, man. Getting that dollar bill folded right
Yeah.
and make sure it doesn't spit out at you. Yeah.
we got a little
Yeah,
prosperity
it's
shrine, and there's a Pixels token on it now.
I love it.
As
I love
crappy
it.
as it is when the token machine rejects your dollar.
Oh, it happened! It
Yeah,
happened like my
but
second
you
day
gotta work
there.
for it, man.
But it still
And
makes me
I was
like
12
giddy.
years old again.
It
was
still
the
makes
best.
me giddy. Where I'm like, well, mom's gone. I gotta get my token. I'm like,
You get it right out. What did you
Pigeons.
think was going to be your best sellers as far as games go?
Ooh.
And what are they? Were you right, or is it something different?
That's a Bob question.
okay, so like, I'm nostalgic and
Yeah.
I love the originals.
Yeah.
And like when Shane put these down here, it coincides with the propaganda, which
Oh, yeah.
love it. But my thing was like, people are gonna seek these games out. Let's move them. But the ones that really pull are the teamwork games instead of the fighting games. Like,
Oh yeah, really?
it's so funny. The X-Men, TMNT, Rampage, stuff where if you want to succeed, you got to work together, which in society today is kind of funny.
Well,
where
you know, that sounds a lot like what.
it's just to beat each other up kind of
See
thing.
how it comes back around?
And
Right.
it sounds like what you were talking about, where this is a place where everyone can come, and it doesn't care if you're an IT guy or you're a mechanic or if you're a doctor. Like, those men and women can all come together and they can beat up Bebop and Rocksteady themselves together.
And it really is.
The upstairs bar is absolutely gorgeous, and I heard that it was a happy accident. That wasn't necessarily a plan. So
It's gonna paint a happy little tree right
walk.
there.
yeah, right. And I've heard that there's some surprises if you hunt for them. So how did that bar happen? What went on there?
Well, in changing the space to make it our own without having a huge budget, we thought, well, let's keep this the same and make it look a little nicer. The bar wasn't one of those things. The bar was going to kind of stay as it was.
Yeah.
So,
Because that's a massive. I mean, you can
It's
get
huge.
what, 40 people, 35 people at that
I think
bar.
it seats right now
20,
30.
25.
Let's just say 25, 30.
so we bought the games from one vendor, and then we were emailed a token size. I didn't realize the variants of tokens there are.
Oh right.
I won't tell you
okay.
what size they are, you cheap people.
Yeah.
But so
it's a token.
we ordered the wrong size, and then we had them in abundance. We had 8,000 or 9,000 tokens that didn't work, and we're like, "What do we do?" And I was like, "Hey, let's just do the bar. Let's just cover the bar." And that's too much work. No one can do it. And then Chris goes, "Well, I know a guy who gets epoxy." I was like, "Well, let's see what it would cost." So, guy came in, gave us a quote. I'm like, okay, I had to order 10,000 more tokens to finish the job.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so funny.
He ended up putting 17,500
Him and
tokens.
his wife.
Him and his
talk,
wife.
Talk about testing a marriage.
Wow.
Sat here and, like,
They were-
faced
they literally-
everything. But there are a few that are placed differently, and there's actually a few that
There's one from the pier and the
Yeah.
North Carolina Outer Banks. I know
I
exactly
found
where
that.
I do
that
this.
one.
There are some tokens that aren't from ours, just for people that had them, like, just put it in the bar. It would be a little,
That's
little
cool.
Easter egg.
Well, that's a fun little. Yeah, it's an Easter egg. It's a fun little. Check this out. So the video games are clearly a big draw, and that's absolutely awesome. But it's also this is not soda pop and crappy rectangular pizza or anything like that. Like there's some high quality. You know, Hampton Roads will give you a run for your money when it comes to food, and there's some good stuff here. There's some good drinks and all that. So. What's the inspiration behind there? Yeah, that was the cue. What's the inspiration behind the way you named some stuff on the menu or the food that's on the menu?
A lot of it's just cheeky. So Joe Pavey, the executive chef, and I have worked together for almost 20 years, off and on. And I just like to have fun. He
Yeah.
likes to have fun. And the roadblocks I hit trying to develop some stuff, when I got up with him, when Shane told me, he's like, hey, we're going to bring Joe people. I literally was like, cool, man. We're getting the band back together.
Nice.
And writer's block was gone, but a lot of the drinks have a side story or a cheeky background. The food has something that is, why do I know that?
Yeah, I like the gin and Sonic. It's just going to appear. We'll cut to it in my hand. Bing. Oh, we're not going to do that? Never mind. I like the gin and Sonic.
The idea is to create an experience. So you can go in and be like, I'll have a blah, blah, blah. But now am I saying, why is this? Oh, we call it this because.
Sure.
Like, I'm Pittsburgh, born and raised. We have a zombie on the menu.
It's okay. We'll forgive.
Don't. Because we have the zombie on the menu. But I call it George Romero.
There, yeah. Oh,
You either get it,
I know.
or you
it's
don't.
fantastic. That's wonderful.
And one guy the other day was like, expletive.
Now you get to have an hour-long conversation about the beginning of zombie cinematography.
But again, it goes back to that nerdy, that just dork stage of just growing up and having a good time and stealing that wine cooler and drinking it in the field behind the house.
I texted my mom a picture of all of Bartles and James, and I was like, by the way, when I was 9, I just thought this was fruit juice I wasn't supposed to drink.
Right, but it's bringing back that idea, that and sharing those stories with either, hey, I haven't met you, but we're playing the same game. Oh, you're drinking that? Oh, I did this.
I get this.
Oh, you're drinking, like...
So if I'm going to come in, let's say I don't have the time to play video games, but I've got a good work meeting, and we're going to sit down and we're going to do all that kind of stuff. What's your favorite thing on the menu, entree wise, to sit down and order?
I ordered the new one, the bologna NASCAR, last night. That was awesome. It's fried bologna with pork rinds, pimento cheese, pickles, hot sauce. It was awesome.
I'll just leave it at the chicken and waffle dish.
Come find out. Yeah, there you go. And now let's say it's 1 a.m. and I've stopped drinking and gotten a ride share because I'm responsible.
We have another hour, so
but I've got an hour to just have all that up. But I want to have a nice bar food to soak it up. What do I order now?
The meal ticket or the sloppy Joe?
Meal ticket.
Meal ticket or sloppy Joe?
So the sloppy. So all the stuff here is nostalgic. And Joe does a great job of bringing these old flavors back to life with kind of a modern twist. So the short and sloppy Joe is a play on a sloppy Joe, but we get a full short rib. He breaks it down, seasons it, braises it, and then he cuts it up. And what you see is just kind of a minced or a sliced sloppy Joe. You don't know how much time he put into that sloppy Joe.
Once you eat it, though. Once you bite into it.
And take it one step further. With a meal ticket, it's a chicken patty sandwich. But when I say chicken patty, I mean we make a chicken patty. It's not frozen, dropped in a fire.
No.
It's not like what you got on the tray in school.
But when you get it, because I've got it.
But it looks
when
like
you order it, it brings back that I got first hour lunch. They just made this.
The effort that those guys back there do to make that. You'll love it, but you will never get the full appreciation of what they do for it.
That's so cool.
Because it literally is a chicken patty.
And I've had a blast with this. I feel like we finally definitely earned the kickback that I'm getting in tokens. But guys, thanks for.
Usually I get
thank you so much for taking some time with us and answering questions. I love this place. I've been excited, and it's absolutely hit all of the expectations I had when I heard it announced. I mean, at least about a year ago or something like that.
April 12th last year was the announcement.
And it's fantastic. So I think...
I'm just saying, I just know that for a reason.
You're opening in 25 minutes. I'm going to grab some tokens and another beer and all that kind of stuff. And Don, you can go work on all the editing. I'm going to go play video games.
Or play a game. Nice. I have a token for you. You can play.
A big thanks to all of our patrons, and especially to Lainey. If you want to support our channel, you can head over to our Patreon page and check out the perks of being a patron.
So everybody, thanks so much. Like, share, subscribe, and more importantly than that, come on out to Pixels here in Norfolk. Until next time, I'm Ryan. This is Roll for Initiative. Bye. Who threw these cards all over the place like an asshole? I like that I get to just throw these now because my producer can't yell at me.